I tried. I wasn't going to do any more celebrity gossip, celebrity stories, Hollywood stories. I was going to leave those alone. I have noticed since the summer I have been doing a lot of celebrity stuff, and I decided to cool it down. I did not want to be known as the celebrity gossip ASMR channel because I like to do other things, right? So I told you guys I will cool it for a little while. I would do one celebrity story a month. This month was Princess Diana Part 1. I was gonna do Part 2 by sometime in November, but since we hit 10K, thank you to everyone who has commented. But since we did hit 10K and my Majestic babies have spoken, Part 2 of Princess Diana will be out before the end of this month. I have already started my notes and my thought process, so it's in the works. But like I said, besides Princess Diana, I tried. But see, Jada Pinkett Smith made sure it was possible for her to not be ignored. I feel as if like she sat in her bedroom and was like, you know what, people like Majestic, I'm gonna make it so hard that she has to listen. And that is exactly what happened. Jada Pinkett Smith is fucking everywhere, and she won't shut the fuck up. She won't. She just keeps on talking and talking and talking. It's to the point now that like, what's the point? Right? So before I go any further, for those who have no idea what I'm talking about, Miss Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith's wife, we'll get to that, has a book out and it's called Worthy. I do believe it dropped sometime either last Friday or earlier this week. I am not sure. I don't care, and I have no plans on buying the book or reading it. Okay? But the book is called Worthy. Worthy, if you are interested. Now, this video, let me make myself very, very clear. This video is not based off her book. So if anybody wants to come in my comment section and be like, oh, well, you know, she had this, she had struggles when she was younger, there's mental health, absolutely not. Because see, if that's the case, that's something you should have led with. But instead, you decided to lead with, since 2016, me and Will have been separated. See, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Everyone, right? Probably even in Hollywood, everyone was perfectly happy knowing or saying that the Smith she was on the Andy Cohen show, and it was her, and I remember she was all in white with red lipstick, and the other guest was Queen Latifah, right? Andy Cohen asked, how do you keep, I think it was 23 years or 25 years at that time, how do you keep things spicy, and she started stuttering like, how do we keep things spicy, like looking at Queen Latifah for answers, and she was just like, well, because you're lying, the whole thing was a fucking lie. Basically, she said by 2016, her and Will were completely exhausted on the idea of what the other one should be, or the fantasy of what the other one should be, right? So by 2016, they didn't divorce, but they separated. It wasn't on paper though, but they separated. Now see, the problem with this is their separation and our separation's different. See, when you got like Hollywood money or like Jada and Will money, you can live on the same property, but like live in two different guest houses or whatever, or the other side of the house, and not see each other for months. There was months and months and months they didn't see one another. They were actually doing them. And I have to say, I am impressed on how they kept this shit quiet for 7 years, even down to the children, the parents, everyone else, because like I tried to Google, I don't really think I have seen many. I don't think I've ever seen, I don't want to say ever, but I don't recall hearing anything about Will Smith being a cheater and multiple women and stuff like that. But if we ever heard anything, it always was about Jada, right? But again, we were cool knowing that this Hollywood couple was weird, or they liked open relationships, or they liked threesomes and foursomes, whatever. We were cool with that. But then let's bring it back to 2020, right? This is where I severely have a problem. And is anyone else realizing that when Jada is doing these interviews, I can't think of the word, but I don't know if like she's enjoying it. Like, look at her face, like she goes, right. She's always smiling, like, yes. It's like there's no remorse. There's like no apology. Again, it's like you are telling, and this, like everything I'm telling you, it's in the book, and it's like you're telling the juiciest parts of the book. So why do I need to buy it now? Like everything she's saying, like I just can't. But if we go back to 2020, right? Jada had I think it was called the Red Table Talk. I don't know how often it was on, but it was something that even Will said in Entanglement, like he even had to laugh at the vocabulary word she decided to use, and they both laughed, like not laughed, but she laughed, and it's like now you're telling the world that you cheated, but I don't even know if it was just cheating that bothered me more, or was it the fact that it was her son's best friend. I have no idea. Either way, it made a lot of people uncomfortable. But I think the one thing we took out of that was the way Will Smith was looking. He looked hurt. He looked like, he wanted to cry. He looked confused. And my thing is, instead of embarrassing like your son, because see, now everyone's thinking, okay, well, damn, Jada is a whore or this or that. I mean, she really got slammed in the comments with that, because it is a bad look when you're like 47 years old and you're sleeping around with your son's best friend. Like, it's just weird as hell. But whether it's weird to us or not, that would have been the perfect time to let the world know that you guys have been separated. But neither one of you did it. You rather will look like a fucking fool than to say, well, it's really not cheating because we've been separated. No, instead you had this man look like he was crying, embarrassed, but then someone from the podcasts or whatever, when I was looking at on YouTube, brought up a good point. Do we actually believe that? Remember, Will Smith is a good actor. We cannot take that away from him. We can say many other things, but one thing we cannot say is that man is a bad actor. Was that whole table talk entanglement, I should say, an act? And if so, what was the act? What was the purpose? What was the purpose of doing all of that? What was the purpose of like having that live and embarrassing your son and your husband live on Facebook? And y'all were separate. What was the point of all of that? I just don't get it. What was the point of lying to the public? Again, you don't owe us anything, but I feel as if you're sitting up here going on interviews, giving out advice, and your life is a lie, I just don't think that's fair. I'm pretty sure. Because see, when you're a celebrity, or even like if you have a little bit of a platform, YouTube, anything on social media, there is someone who likes the way you think. You are a role model to a certain extent, and you do have to be careful what you say. So I just, can somebody help? I'm just, my problem is too, it's like Will wrote a book, right? And he had to promote his book. I don't see how Will put his wife in a So there has been many rumors, I guess, over the years that Will and Jada were getting a divorce. There was this one time that Chris thought it was true and actually called Jada to take her out to dinner or take her out or whatever. I guess Jada was a little shocked at what Chris was saying or talking to, so she was like, why would you do that? And Chris said, oh, I read that you and Will are getting a divorce. And Jada was like, no. She said it. We haven't heard from Chris Rock yet, but she said it, that he was very apologetic. He said, I'm sorry, no disrespect, I did not know. Again, apologizing more and more, and that was that. He never bothered her again. He never called her again. So it's clear that Chris and Will were not that close, right? So now, y'all been separated since 2016, but you made it your business to tell Will what happened. And then fast forward some years later, the slap at the Oscars happened, and again But then we don't even stop there. Let's get back to Will. So not only did you embarrass Will in the entanglement situation, and then now at the Oscars, right? And now you're telling people that on your wedding night you cried. You're telling people that you cried on your wedding night because you were miserable. You did not want to get married. And supposedly, allegedly, whatever, that you were forced because you were pregnant. I don't see, this is the thing, no, and I've always learned about Jada, I don't see anyone forcing Jada to do shit. But whether you're forced or not, why are you telling the world that you were crying on your wedding night and it was the worst night ever and you didn't want to sleep? Like, what the you didn't want to sleep with your husband? What the fuck? Again, like, this is her truth. Speak your truth. But there is a way of speaking your truth without bringing down your family, without degrading your husband. I mean, the way you're talking, it's like Will never meant nothing to you, that he's just like your baby daddy. Like, no apology. I've never heard her say she loved Will. I heard her say something like divorce wasn't an option. We were exhausted. And do y'all remember in that whole entanglement thing? I think people forgot. In the whole entanglement thing, again, instead of telling us that you guys have been separated, excuse me, you rather tell the world that you cheated because Will was not the man he was supposed to be and wasn't doing things sexually or right. When do we stop? When do we stop? When do we stop? We need some shit saying like free will. Free will, free will. But you know what though? I can't even say free will. I can't even, because Will has eventually spoken out about this whole thing, and I wish he would just kept quiet, because now it's just like I hate you both, right? And so Jada is doing her book tour, and she was somewhere in Baltimore promoting her book or whatever, and she had Will and her kids next to her. Now remember, Will has her older kid from a different mother. Not Jada's not his mother, right? So, but Will and Jada have two kids together. I know one is Willow and the other one, I think his name is Jaden. I do believe. Is it Jaden? I don't know. So anyway, here goes Will on stage. Can you love somebody forever, no matter what? Everybody got quiet. The audience got quiet, and Will had to make a little bit of a joke to get like the crowd, laughing, because nobody was like, again, can you love somebody forever, no matter what? Crickets, crickets, crickets. Then he goes on to say, can you show up and love somebody for the rest of your life, even when you don't agree with them? Jada is my best friend on this planet. I will always support her and love her for the rest of my life. like I said, I wish this family would just get the fuck off social media, do what y'all do, say, again, I usually say if you like it, I love it. I know you guys for 7 years. I am so bothered. They have been on interviews acting like they have the perfect life and marriage. There are people out there that you guys were relationship goals, and there was no relationship goals. That's crazy. And then you're giving out, oh, well, you guys should do this like me and well, in our household. Y'all didn't have a household for 7